Hey guys, 3 things you're going to get by the end of this video. A review of one of the best teleprompters out there for video makers and content creators, 3 bonus tips that I'll give you to help you talk to the camera more confidently, and an extra bonus Teleprompter app review that will turn your phone into a teleprompter. Right, the teleprompter. This is the Padcaster Parrot. In the UK, it costs approximately £130. In the US, that's about $160 US. But don't worry, there's also a free option that I'll talk about. I'll cover this in this video later, so you can try things out before you make any investment. So stay tuned for that.
That's incredible, sir. Can't tell you how excited I am. You should be.
The Padcaster Parrot is one of the most popular teleprompters out there for content creators and video makers. It is quite hard to find it online at the moment though, so for some reason they haven't made it to Amazon yet, but if and when they do, I'll put a link down below. It is possible to buy it online though, so don't panic. I'll cover that in a bit. The Padcaster Parrot is without doubt the most portable teleprompter out there. For the quality that you get, in my view, this is arguably the best value for money. Yes, there are cheaper options in similar sizes, but if you do a quick check on the reviews on Amazon, you will see that the apparent saving that you'd get for £40 or £30 could actually be false economy. So watch out. I'm not going to argue. You could indeed get a similar size teleprompter for less money, but you do run the risk of damaging your camera or your lenses, ruining your footage, and having to spend more money in the end anyway. So it's best to kind of invest in something that you will know that is good quality. And I've done that work for you already. So without breaking the bank, in 2020 the Padcaster Parrot is still a clear favorite for me. Just be aware, as I said, that they don't seem to sell on Amazon yet. So I've put the link to the shop where I got mine in the UK and where you can get yours outside of the UK. The UK suppliers were actually very friendly, very responsive, and provided a great personal service considering the lockdown situation. You don't get that with Amazon. Here's a quick unboxing view so you get an idea of what's in the box. Pictures of recycling. Right, so what's in the box? You get the teleprompter body itself with its reflective lens. It's really, you can feel straight away that it's a good quality stuff. Lots of mounting rings, 13 to be exact. Here they are, and you can see they're really good quality. I wasn't expecting them to be made out of metal. They are really good quality. They come in different sizes for different lens, for different mounting sizes, so you can use them for all sorts of things. Here's something I didn't know until now. These numbers that you find on the lens cap, the back of the lens cap, if you pick up a lens cap, you look at the back, there's a number with a circle and a line going across it. These numbers relate to the mounting diameter of your lenses, so it's important to know this before you mount anything onto your lenses, like lens hoods or filters, and well, teleprompters. Anyway, sorry if you knew that already. It comes with a Parrot remote. And this thing here, so it looks quite nice and smart. Small batteries, which will last a long time. It's just a Bluetooth remote, and I'll cover that in more detail in a bit. It also comes with a lens cleaning kit, quite nice. It's got 2 stops, brush you can use to brush stuff, and a little smudger thingy as well to clean any fingerprints and stuff like that. Let's talk about the build quality. You can tell straight away that this is built with a very high standard of quality. Yes, there are a couple of snags on the unit that I think they could fix in future versions, but I was able to get going with it quite quickly, straight out of the box really. The mechanism to attach your phone to the device could be smoother. You can see here in this video that it can be quite fiddly to put it on. In my opinion, they could have added a bit more, a little bit more rubber padding on the plate where your phone rests. And I know most people have covers on the phones anyway, but some of them can be quite slippery, so watch out for that. It also feels that sometimes you might break it if you pull it down too hard when you're attempting to get the phone to it, and if, like me, you're putting into a ball head or a tripod or something else where the camera is mounted to, it might move the position of the camera. So just make sure your camera is nice and secure before you put the phone on. But the case itself is very sturdy, and they definitely paid attention to care and maintenance here for us. As you can see here in this other clip, it came with a nice protective cover, and I've got it here as well in my hand, to protect the teleprompter's reflective panel itself. And there's a nice carry case for the mounting rings, so you can put that in your bag. I only have 3 lenses, so there's not that many that I need to carry around, but it's a good feature. Mostly you want to use this with a smartphone. In my case, I'm using an iPhone 11. If you're standing away from the camera, you can increase the font size and alter the speed, so it doesn't look like you're reading all the time. But if that's not enough, you might be tempted to use an iPad to get even bigger font. And technically, it's possible, but as you can see here, it doesn't feel very secure. It feels that sometimes, it might tilt, and I don't want to risk my iPad breaking on the floor. What about the mounting rings? So these are what you put on the camera lens itself. It's a pretty straightforward to use. The mounting ring themselves made out of metal, and again, feel super high quality. The remote, well, it does the job, right? It's not the greatest, I'll be honest. It's a standard Bluetooth remote to control certain functions within your phone, and unfortunately, you tend to forget that. So when you first start using the teleprompter, you press the play to start or to pause it, but instead of doing that, the phone understands that as a command to start playing music or video. So it can be quite off-putting. There are basically 3 buttons. You should press app to go back to the top, left or right to stop, and continue. So it's quite straightforward once you get the hang of it. Another annoying thing about the remote is the loud clicking noise that you hear. You can see it's almost like a loud bang, right? It's not great. I'm only doing this for effect, by the way. I'm not using a teleprompter. No, definitely not. All right then. Here's a bonus tip for talking to the camera. Before I go into that, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe and like and all of that stuff. Instead, I'm going to say that if you do look at my channel and my previous videos, you will see that I really enjoy interacting with my subscribers and my viewers. So I'm very responsive. I enjoy interacting with my viewers, answering questions. So please take advantage of that and ask me anything, either about today's video, today's teleprompter video, or about any tech that you'd like me to review next. Right, on we go. For the first bonus tip, talking to the camera confidently. As you get comfortable with talking to the camera, you realize the importance of engaging with your audience, looking directly into their eyes, and sometimes you forget to do that. Looking directly at the camera, like I'm looking at you right now, will go a long way in building that connection. But at the same time, you don't want to feel awkward, and I know some people say to you, just be yourself, it's easy, just be yourself. But it can be quite hard for some people, and especially who are starting out like me. So I certainly include myself in that category. So here are 3 tips that help me, and I hope will help you as well. Tip number 1, do something completely different to what you're about to do. Something that makes you feel relaxed, something that will get you in the mood. So it could be going for a short walk. It could be watching something funny to put you in the right mood. And sometimes, just call a friend and have a good old laugh, with them, completely not related to the thing you're doing. Tip number 2, pretend you're talking to one person. Visualize that one friend, that one subscriber, or make one up. They don't need to be real. Give them a name, visualize them, put yourself in their shoes effectively. And then just have a chat to them. This is an old one, but it's one that helps me a lot. I hope it helps you as well. Tip number 3, research. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. Probably the most important one. You will feel 100 times more comfortable when you come across as someone who knows what they're talking about. You know the ins and outs of what you're saying, and you can always tell when someone is a little bit nervous. It's usually when they're not entirely sure about the exact details of the thing that they're talking about. And I know it's a little bit harder work and it takes a little bit more time, but hey, knowledge is power, as they say, and true experiences will also carry a lot more weight when you've done it yourself. So make sure, if it's a recommendation that you're giving, that you try the thing yourself and make sure that you give it a go yourself. Get that knowledge. If you can, talk to a few people in the field that you're talking about, or take a look online and see what the experts are saying. Research. And now for the extra bonus. You're getting loads today. I hope you're enjoying it. As I said at the beginning of the video, you may not want to spend £100 or over £100 actually on a bit of kit that you don't know if it's going to work or not for you. Don't panic. There is an alternative that lets you try the waters a little bit without spending any cash. Yes, please. All you're going to need is your phone and an app. That's right, it's any phone. And that also means that you can use the phone camera. So you don't have to spend any extra money on a bit of expensive camera to do this.
Show me the money.
This is a perfect way to do it without spending any money. I actually did a more detailed video on this app, which I'll link here for you. You can see in this short clip now that I'm doing an example here where I'm just using my phone and just building a bit of a stories for Instagram. So it's just a short video, 15-20 seconds, but it's a structured in a structured way to help me kind of put the idea across. In this other video here, you can see side by side what your view will be when you're doing this with your phone, and also what the end product is without the text overlay. So as you can see, very easy to use, very straightforward. This is really powerful because it makes your audience feel really engaged. You know, they're looking straight at you. The reward is that, you know, you will get to talk more naturally, you'll appear more confident, and you come across very professional. For example, before I started using this for my videos, I noticed I was saying lots of
Thank you, Stanley. Just need a little bit of water.
Lots of pauses, you know, really awkward pauses. In summary, if you have a plan and you're following structured text, even if it's just bullet points, you know, they're on the screen, you don't need to look down, and it really helps you take away those pauses that don't add anything to your audience. So just be careful though, to make sure that when you write exactly as you speak, you know, adding the right pauses and gestures so that you don't look like you're reading from a script all the time. My experience has been that after doing a few of these, maybe, you know, for your short Instagram stories, for example, as I said, to build your audience app for a bit of content that is coming up in your channel, you'll get the hang of it, and then you probably won't need to rely on it so much. But maybe at that point, you might outgrow the phone and the app, and at that point you might say, actually, I need something a little bit more professional, something a little bit more extensive, and then you might say to yourself, right, now I need to up my game. Now I see why, you know, I need to spend £130 on a teleprompter. As ever, guys, I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. You can tell straight away that this is built with a very high quality of... Nope, you can't.